Alright guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here today. I want to thank all of you if you are subscribed to this channel. I want to thank you so much. If you are not, please consider subscribing. If you enjoy tarot readings, true crime cases, unsolved cases, and the occasional candle making video, please subscribe or consider subscribing. I really do appreciate that. Also, I do want to let you guys know that private tarot readings are still available. All you have to do is email me. I will have that information in the description box. Tarot readings are generally about an hour to an hour and a half. Lately they've been running about an hour and a half, and I record them so you see me shuffle, you see me pull, and then I will upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video, which just means I send you the direct link, and then that way you can go to YouTube and you can watch it as many times as you want. You're the only one that can see it. And it will stay up there indefinitely unless you ask me to remove it, and I will, absolutely. So if you're interested in that, please just let me know. Put tarot reading in the subject box, and that way hopefully I won't miss it. Alright, so I think that's everything that I want to say today. Lots of stuff going on today. Today's reading is not going to be a requested case. It is actually going to be on the Gabby Petito. Missing Gabby Petito and, well, I guess missing Brian Laundrie as well. I thought about this, and I don't want to do two separate readings, one on her, one on him. So whatever comes out from the cards in regards to both of them, I'm going to just pull and see what comes out. I would like to get information on her, potentially what happened, where could she potentially be. Same thing with him. I'm not going to go into the story because I think that pretty much everyone is familiar. Well, I'm sure not everyone is, but if you're here, you're probably familiar with what's going on with Gabby and Brian, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. They went on a cross-country road trip, and I think it was supposed to last for 4 months. I think the last time that Gabby was known to have been alive was August 25th. And then the next thing we know is Brian returns home without Gabby, back to his home in Florida, without Gabby, and didn't report her missing, hasn't said anything about where she was, what happened, why she didn't come back with him. So all we know is that I think her parents filed a missing persons case, and all hell has broken loose since then. So, but 10 days went by before her parents even knew anything was wrong, or that she was missing at that point. They probably suspected something was going on, but they didn't know for sure. So we had a long amount of time there before the police were even aware that she was missing. Everyone has probably seen the body cam footage of their incident that they had. I believe it was in Utah, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken on that, but I believe it was in Utah. But they were pulled over. It's about an hour-long body cam video. I have watched it. A lot of people are saying that, Brian was absolutely gaslighting her, and he very well could have been. Which just means that he was the one that was crazy, but making her look as if she was the one that was crazy is what that means. And so a lot of narcissistic people, manipulative people, they have a tendency to do that, and they're quite talented at it, really. If they're good at it, they're usually good at it. And so it's hard to, it can be hard to spot. And so if that's the case, which it might very well be, this is something that he's really, really good at. So I am going to start shuffling, and I'm going to pull cards and see what comes out. I do have my pendulum here. I will ask a few questions with that, but I think I'm going to save that for the end today. Also, I do have a new deck, but it is an oracle. It's an oracle deck. I do use oracle cards when I do my private readings because I like to finish up private readings with 3 or 4 oracle cards that just have kind of a final message to kind of sum up the entire reading. But this is a new deck, and they have a lot of yes or no answers. They have time frames on here, basically 1 or 2 word messages. You're ready, listen to your intuition, in the near future, in 2 weeks, within the next few weeks, yes, no. And so I do want to pull a couple of cards with this and ask if we are going to find Gabby or Brian for that matter, and is this going to come to a conclusion here soon? And so I do want to pull one or two, maybe a few more, but I want to pull these at the end of the reading and after we see what kind of comes out. So I am going to start out with the After Tarot, and that is because I pulled a couple of cards on this case last night out of curiosity, and I pulled it with the After Tarot, and the Fool came out, but the Fool came out reversed. And if it comes out again today during this reading, that you'll have to wait and see what the Fool looks like in this deck. But the Fool in this deck, because it is called the After Tarot, it is typically the few seconds after the image of what we're all used to seeing. And so usually the Fool in most tarot cards or most tarot decks, it shows the man or whoever it is, us, you, right, about to jump off or about to step off the cliff. In this deck, he has stepped off the cliff, and he's hanging on. He's hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on by his fingertips. And so with it coming out reverse like that, it made me think of, okay, was there an accident? Was there a cliff involved? Is this, something else? Was it a feeling of being alone? Was it a feeling of, was it someone that was pushed off the edge? Did someone, something along those lines? And so I'm curious to see if that card comes out again with this deck. So that's why I want to start with this deck. All right, so this reading is for Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. What kind of information can we get? Okay, call upon Gabby Petito. Tell us where you are. Give us some information. Tell us where you are. Give us a sign. Give us a clue. Where are you? Okay. Are you hurt? Are you injured? Give us any kind of clue that we can take to help try to find you. Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened. How are you? How were you left behind? Tell us what happened. Tell us the story with Brian. What happened? Is Brian responsible for you being missing? Did Brian hurt you? Where are you? Give us a clue. Give us a clue of where you're at. Give us a clue of where you're at. Where can we find you? Give us something. Help us. Help us to help you. Help us to help you. Tell us the story of what happened. Tell us the story of what happened. Gabby Petito. Oh. Okay, you know what? That card that came out facing up, I'm taking that one. And that's the Empress. Give us a clue. Give us a clue, Gabby. Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're at. Tell us what happened. Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito. Okay. Let's start with that. Alright, I've got the Page of Cups. The Empress fell out. Six of Cups reversed. That Five of Pentacles. That Five of Pentacles worries me, but it also makes me feel good, and I'll explain that in a second. Strength card. We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Devil. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Four of Wands reversed. So this to me tells me that there is probably not going to be any kind of celebration or marriage or anything between Gabby and Brian, which is probably obvious, but they were, I think, engaged to be married, and let's say hypothetically she was somewhere injured and he abandoned her, and hopefully that's the case, right? Hopefully she's still alive, but that relationship is done. And this actually tells me that there probably wasn't going to be anyways, because this to me makes me feel like they were having issues long before this occurred. Okay, so there probably was never going to be an actual marriage, would be my guess. All right, so the Empress fell out. I don't know if this is her mother or if this is his mother. I actually kind of feel like I'm not sure yet, okay? But I feel like there's a mother here that is important to this story. So whose mother is that? And it makes me feel like it's his. So is his mother important to this story somehow? Does she know something? Maybe. If any of you were watching the live feed last night with the police at Brian's house, his family's home in Florida, he is missing right now, but the police were there. I think the family called the police and wanted to give them information or gave them information. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to report him missing. But this makes me feel like his mother is possibly saying something, and she's upright. So that means that, you know, if she came out reversed, I'd say she's not reporting anything that she knows or everything that she knows. She's not being cooperative. And so this actually makes me feel pretty good that perhaps she is actually reporting the information that she has. And I feel like that is definitely his mom, and I feel like that's kind of what happened last night. We have no idea what was said, but this makes me feel like she has information and she has given information. All right, so let's go to the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is hardship. It's financial hardship. It's health hardship, okay? This actually gives me a good feeling because it makes me feel like there's a chance that Gabby is alive but injured. And if she's alive, then there's a chance that they could find her and help her. Although we are going on how many days now? It's been a while. And so if she were in a place where she, you know, had a messed up leg or something along those lines, if she didn't have access to water, food, you know, I don't know how long a person can survive without those things. So I don't know if this is the case now, but it makes me feel like when he left or when she was left, whether she was, I mean, obviously he abandoned her, right? You know, but this makes me feel like there was a time where she was alive and possibly injured, unfortunately. Okay, so that is what this makes me feel like. But like I said, he waited so damn long. He never actually reported her missing. It was her family, I believe. So he never reported anything. But by the time her parents were aware of what was going on, you know, like I said, we've already had 10 days go by, and so that 10 days was very critical. And so I feel like it was possible that in that 10 days she was still alive. Again, this is trust, respect, strength. This is trust and respect. To me, this, whatever this was here, whatever this was definitely, I look at this the way they're placed together, done by someone that she trusted and respected. So I do believe that she trusted Brian. I do believe that, you know, I haven't gotten anything yet. Well, I have. Hold on a second. If you look at the way these cards are set up, we've got the Page of Cups and we've got the Strength card. I feel like this is their relationship. Okay, it was a relationship, but it was never going to go to marriage, I don't think. I don't think it would have ever reached that state. It was a relationship, though. That's what that tells me. And I do believe that there was trust, okay? There was trust on her side, definitely. And I look at her as the woman, Gabby as the woman. I look at the lion as Brian, okay? So he liked her attention. He loved her attention. If you look at how that lion is soaking it up, he is happy. But that lion, I kind of feel like he looks that happy because he is getting that attention. So I believe that definitely Brian loved attention from Gabby. He loved it when she was focused on him and only him. That is when he was in his glory. Now, I don't know what he would do if she let go. And, we've been hearing a lot of rumors about the fact that he was very controlling. So I do feel like there is something to that because we do have the devil that came out. But I do look at this as he adored her attention. He was at his best when she was doting on him hand and foot. That's what he liked. So I definitely see that with this card. And I definitely feel like, again, this was whatever happens, whatever they find out, that if they find out, hopefully they do, whatever happened to her, I definitely do believe that he is responsible, because this is right next to this. This is what has happened, and this is, the person that she was with and the person that she trusted. And let me just look at this for a second. All right, so we've got the devil. His mom, I definitely feel like, has some pivotal information. Just the way she's holding up that whatever it is, it looks kind of like a light bulb, although it's not a light bulb, but it looks like a light bulb. And I feel like that light bulb means I've got some information. I have some information. And I do feel like she has given up that information. And it's right above that Ace of Pentacles. Right above that Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is the information that she has. This is a pivotal piece of information that she has handed over, although it is not good information. It's not the happy, good information that we get when we get the Ace of Pentacles upright. So this is the reversed Ace of Pentacles. So this is information, but it's not good information. Okay, so I do believe that she does have information. I wonder if something happened, if Brian has some issues from childhood because of that Six of Cups and it's coming out reversed. That can be, I kind of look at that as sometimes a blast from the past, so I do look at that as childhood. And so with it being reversed, it kind of makes me, I don't know, it kind of makes me wonder if there's something connected with mom or just childhood, period. And I do feel like we're talking about Brian in this situation, not Gabby, because I feel like this is Brian's mom, and I feel like this is Brian here. Okay, so we've got the devil, and it's right underneath that Six of Cups reverse. So I do believe that we're talking about Brian in this situation. And we've got, this is a concern. This is scary. I don't know what this means. Does this mean that he was, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means for him. Okay, but the devil is coming out for him, and that's not good. That is not good. That means that he was happy, right? He was okay when he was being doted on and waited on by Gabby, but then he had this other side. And this other side is scary. It's frightening, because what is a person capable of? Usually when this comes out, it can represent addiction. So is there something that he takes? Does he have an addiction to something? And it could be his addiction for Gabby. It could be, when I'm looking at these two cards here, with the fact that he is loving her so much and he loves all that attention, that could be an addiction in and of itself. He could be addicted to Gabby. He could be addicted to the attention that he receives from her. I've heard the rumors about him being controlling, and that would kind of go with this theory. And so, because usually I look at the devil as addictions or temptation, okay, but more so addictions, and those addictions can range from 0 to 1,000,000 and everything in between. And I have to wonder, with this Strength card coming out and him being that lion, I have to wonder if the addiction was on her, and what would happen if it wasn't on him anymore. What would happen if her attention was not on him, or if he didn't feel he was getting attention or receiving the attention that he deserved? We've got the mountains in the back. We've got the trees. So I definitely, that's how I'm looking at these two cards. But that devil coming out concerns me. And then we have the Hierophant, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like the Knight of Pentacles goes with this piece of information. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is Brian. And this is right here, whatever he has in his hand, whatever he has done, whatever he's responsible for, this is the information that I think Mom has given to the police. And that's why I said it's not good. He did something that wasn't good. He is responsible. I definitely, without a doubt, feel like with this first pull, just with this first pull alone, I feel like he's the one responsible for whatever happened to Gabby. And Mom knows what this is, and Mom has, I believe, reported it. Yeah, he's on a black horse too, so interesting. And then we've got the Hierophant. So sometimes with the Hierophant, I dismiss everything about the Hierophant card, and there's little things in each of these cards that I always feel like when you draw a card, whatever image, whatever your eyes are drawn to in that card, the first thing that your eyes are drawn to, I always feel like that's a sign. Pay attention to that first image that you are drawn to. I don't care if it's the book. I don't care if it's the bald head on the guys, okay? If there's an image that you are drawn to that reason, or drawn to that image for a reason. In this particular case, I'm looking at the keys. And I feel like the keys are pivotal for whatever reason. It could be that Mom, it's very, very close to Mom. It could be that Mom holds the key. Mom holds the key to some information. I feel like there's something between that Ace of Pentacles, this thing up here, the fact that Mom's coming out in this key. I feel like Mom holds the key to a lot of information. I feel like she I don't know, I feel like she's reported it, but I don't know for a fact, but I feel like she does have some information that is pivotal to this case. Alright, so what else? Alright, Gabby. Tell us where you are. Tell us what happened. Give us a clue as to where you are. Give us a clue as to where you are. Give us a clue. Tell us what happened. Help us to help you. Tell us where you're at. How can we find you? How can we find you? How can we find you? Okay, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Queen of Wands. The Hangman. I don't like the Hangman coming out. The King of Cups. Three of Cups. The Nine of Swords. Ace of Swords. Five of Cups. The Hermit. Okay. I don't care for I'm not happy that the Hangman came out, because this makes me feel like this is going to be a waiting game. This makes me feel like, well, it's reversed. So, this is usually, when it comes out like that, I look at that as something that is taking time, but it's good. It needs to take time. Some things take time, and it's natural and it's normal and it's helpful to have it take its time. But when it comes out in reverse, that concerns me, because I feel like we're not looking at a conclusion right away. We're not looking at a conclusion right away. Okay, and then the King of Cups. I do feel like the King of Cups is on Brian's side. I feel like there's some emotional disconnect. There's emotional imbalance coming out when the King of Cups comes out in reverse. I feel like this is someone who is almost bipolar. They can switch. They're not in control of their emotions. And so and actually, with it being an older person with the King of Cups, it actually makes me not feel like it's Brian. I wonder if it's Brian's dad. Brian, I would look at him as the Knight. Okay, the Knight. Interesting that we've got the Empress coming out, and now we've got this King of Cups reversed. And so I have to wonder what kind of... I don't know anything about Brian's parents, but I feel like his dad could be this person. And so I have to... There's something... Remember I said that there's something going on with childhood because of that reverse Six of Cups, and then the Empress came out, and then now we've got the reversed King of Cups. So I feel like there's something in Brian's childhood that potentially has contributed to him as to how he is today or now. And it's the mom, though, that I feel holds a key piece of information. And think that she is giving it up or she has reported it. But this actually makes me think of Brian's side, but Brian's dad. So there's something going on in Brian's life, I think, that has that he has been dealing with for quite a long time. We've got the Nine of Swords, so this here, I just look at this as them, Brian and Gabby, having problems for quite some time. And I also look at this as Brian's demons, because I do believe that he has some issues that he's been struggling with, and I do kind of feel like it's been going for a long time. This is repetitive, so this is a pattern, this is a repeat. I do believe that there is something from childhood that is following him, and that is contributing to what he is, or how he behaves, or how he thinks to today. All right, so we've got what? The Hermit, the Five of Cups. You know, sometimes this Five of Cups can be a depression card. It can come out for serious depression, and I do feel like I feel like this is Brian. And if you look closely at this, I almost cringed when I seen this come out, because we've got a person in the background. I don't know if you can see that, but we've got a person in the background, and they literally have their hands up like they're calling for help. They're in the water, and it looks like they could be drowning. And here is this person out here, so full of himself. He is so into his own issues that he's not even acknowledging this person behind him who really needs help. And so he's kind of turned his back. He's turned his back because he's too engrossed in himself. And so I have to feel like this is Brian, and it makes me feel like, is this what happened? Did he turn his back on her? Did something happen? Did she get injured? Did she become injured? That would make sense with that Five of Pentacles, because when I pulled that Five of Pentacles, I really kind of felt like this is something, this is more like an injury. This is more like an injury and not doing well, but I wouldn't necessarily look at the Five of Cups as, you know, someone has passed away. And so it makes me, when this card came out and I seen that person in the back kind of asking for help and going down the river, it makes me feel like, is it possible that she got injured and he just left her, like he abandoned her? Maybe not necessarily intentionally killing her, but, well, pretty much in essence killing her, but you know what I mean. Is there an injury perhaps, and he literally just said to hell with it and left and just abandoned her and perhaps succumb to the elements. That is kind of where I'm leaning with this reading, and that I don't know what to say about that. It's you know, but we've got water, so I do feel like that water, that bridge, perhaps that bridge and that water, there's some hills that, but I'm literally looking at that water, and if there's any kind of, I would imagine, okay, Gabby, she lived with Brian in Florida. These seem like outdoorsy people. I would assume that Gabby is a swimmer, and I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like she probably is a swimmer. But I do feel like there's some water that's pivotal to this. And so, again, did he turn his back on her and abandon her and leave her injured? And alone. Injured and alone. Injured and alone. Look at that snake, that serpent. When he left her, he was alone. When he was hitchhiking, he was alone, right? We've got the Queen of Wands. Who the hell is the Queen of Wands? The Page of Swords. That Page of Swords makes me feel like he is very immature. He has a very immature way of thinking. This is someone young, or it's young. It just means young, right? It could be a person, but it represents, it's the sword, so it's associated with the element of air. So this is our thoughts, our consciousness, our ideas. Sometimes it's our words. And so The fact that a young page is coming out in that element tells me that he is very mature in his way of thinking, and sometimes even with his way of communicating. He doesn't like to be told, because I look at the pages as young adults, and sometimes young adults think that they know everything and they don't want to be told anything. And so I kind of look at him as being that type of person where he does not like to be told. He feels that he is right, but his thinking is very immature. And I feel like he's been that way since he was a child, because I feel like this group of people represents his family. So he has whatever he is today, he has been like this. It's ingrained in him. It's part of who he is. So I do feel like there is going to be a conclusion in this case. I do, and it's going to take some effort, but I feel like there's a good possibility that they're going to find her. But I don't necessarily know if it's going to be right away because of that hangman. I'm going to draw a couple of those yes or no cards to see if we can get more of a definition of or a time frame. But I've got a 3 of Cups here, and it's upright. So I've got something here, and then that Empress was a 3 too. So it might just be the number 3. Okay, are we looking at 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months? I do feel like the number 3 is important as far as the time frame of finding Gabby. So I will be curious, because I hope that there is a conclusion. So, but I look at the celebration as celebrating that they found her. I don't necessarily know how she is going to be when they find her, but I do kind of look at this as that they are going to eventually find her. And like I said, it's going to be the result of hard work. And I do think that it's going to be based on Mom's tip. I think Mom gave them some pivotal information yesterday, potentially. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Okay, so again, is this the information? Did she, again, this makes me think of a bird's eye view. So I have heard that there have been helicopters in the area that they were last seen in, and so I have to wonder if, did Mom have information as far as a location, and they are flying over and they're going to, find something from the sky, from the aerial point of view. That's kind of what I'm thinking of while looking at this. So I think this is all connected to the information. All right, so the Fool did not come up in this particular reading like it did last night, but I'm going to switch over. I'm going to switch over, and I'm going to pull a few of my Heaven and Earth and see what comes out with this one. At this point in time, from what I have pulled, I really do feel like there was potentially an injury, and he just left her. He left her for dead. He left her to the wilderness, to the climate, to the elements. And what kind of person does that? The devil doesn't even cover that, honestly. I don't even know what to say. He's a very immature person. Very immature, and he's lacking something. There's something lacking. All right. Gabby, where are you? Where are you? Tell us where you're at. Help us to help you. Tell us where you're at. Give us clues. Give us clues with the location and what happened. All right. And don't worry, guys. I am going to do a couple of yes or no's. And I'm going to try to narrow those questions down to states. Things like that. Let me see. What else do I have about this case? We've got the lady that has come out on TikTok who says that her and her boyfriend gave Brian, who they assume was Brian, I think that it's probably true that it was Brian, that they gave him a ride. I think they were in the Teton area, the West Gate. I think that was on August 26th. He was by himself, and he wanted a ride to Jackson Hole or Jackson or something like that, but they ended up not giving him a ride. He got kind of weird on him and got out of the car. And so that was on the 26th. Gabby was alive on the 25th. So did something happen late on the 25th or early on the 26th? So I'm going to be asking that. And then we have another sighting. We have another sighting by a guy who was at a bar. He was at a bar, and he believes that he ran into Brian at the bar, and he had said something to him. Brian had said something to this man about this man's conversation or something like that, and it was awkward, to say the least. And then he is back in September, or he is back in Florida on September 1st. So from the Teton area to Florida, that's quite a ways. But you could definitely make that in a few days, definitely, especially if you're driving all night. Okay. All right. We've got death. Four of Pentacles. Princess of Wands, Page of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, so that's come up twice now. We've got the Six of Cups again, so there's something here with childhood, memories, something along those lines. King of Wands. Damn, we've got the Devil again. Son of a bitch. You know what? And we've got Judgment. Okay, we've got the Magician reversed. We've got that Strength card again. We've got the Hermit. How often do you pull 3 or 4? When I start using different decks and I start pulling and I get the same cards over, I don't think I've ever gotten this many duplicates. The Six of Cups is a repeat. The Hermit is a repeat. Strength is a repeat. The Devil is a repeat. The Eight of Cups, or the Eight of Pentacles, is a repeat. So we're getting quite a few multiple pulls here on the same card. So there is some importance to that. But most importantly, we've got the Devil again. He is not right. Okay, there is something very, very off and very concerning about Brian. So I actually believe everything that is coming out about him. The friend of Gabby, the friend who is coming out and saying that he could be very controlling, I don't doubt that. I did not know that for sure. I wasn't sure. I thought to myself, okay, is this just something that they're coming out with now because they know what happened? I don't think so. I think that that's very accurate. That's a very accurate portrayal of him. There is something off with him. There is something definitely off with him, and it's not good. I'm not liking this particular pull, though. I'm not liking this one because we've got the Death card, which doesn't mean death, right? But we've got the Death card and I've got Judgment. So I believe that when he abandoned her alive. But I don't think that she is no longer. And again, I don't even want to say that, okay? I don't even want to say that. Because I honestly don't know for a fact. But with these two cards, this concerns me. This concerns me. And then if you add this to it, this is really concerning. So, yeah. And then, he is a master manipulator, guys. He is a master. He is a master manipulator. He is crazy. He is something else. I don't think I've ever brought out the Magician reversed and the Devil like this. He is a master manipulator. He gets what he wants. He always gets what he wants. And he's a whiner. He's a baby. He's very, very immature. If he doesn't get what he wants, he goes crazy. I would assume that he has been spoiled, perhaps. Maybe he just, I said from the get-go with that Strength card, He was that lion and Gabby was the female. He loves the attention from Gabby. He loves that attention. He loves for her company to be around him. He's very protective. Okay, he doesn't like other people around her. This definitely kind of tells me that he is very, very much, I would say, borderline obsessed. I think the addiction, the devil addictions are coming out, but it's the addiction of attention and the addiction of having control over Gabby. That is what he likes. That's what he likes. And when that is not there, then all hell breaks loose. But this here, the magician reversed, is with the devil, is a concern. At this point in time, I don't know if he would be willing to hurt himself, but my guess would be no. But I could be wrong on that one. I don't know. And then we've got the Hierophant, but this time it's reversed. And so I believe that this time it's coming out as Brian. I think he is the one. He is the one, possibly. This is just a person that is in need of some assistance. Okay, this is someone who is not listening. This is a person that's not listening. He's not listening to the advice of his family. He's not listening to the advice of friends or anyone he has come in contact with, potentially even the lawyer. This is all about guidance, introspection. He is not listening. And I don't know if that has anything to do with why he left. Maybe he just didn't want to hear it. This is a spoiled person. This is a kid who got their way and always got their way as a child and continued to get their way as an adult. And when he is told things that he doesn't want to hear, that is when he flips out. And I feel like there could have been advice been given there's advice that has been given to him in the recent days, and that is probably more what flipped him out than anything else. Yeah, there's something here, the Four of Pentacles. This is usually financial material, but in this case, I look at the number 4 as more important, and 4 is foundation, so 4 is home. So things on the home front are amiss. There's something going on in the home. Now, I don't know how long he's been gone. There's a rumor that he just left yesterday. Then there's a rumor that, or people are saying that potentially he left a couple of days ago. I think Tuesday. Okay, so that is more due to the friction in the home, in my opinion. That is not to do with Gabby. It has less to do with Gabby than it does the friction that is going on in the home, because I think that the parents or the family is trying to convince him to do the right thing, and whatever that may be that they're trying to convince him to do, and he does not want to do it. He's not listening. He's not taking any of their advice, and so he took off more, I think, because he's pissed. And again, we've got the 5 of Wands. So this is competitiveness. This is I think that this is coming out as jealousy and anger towards Gabby. This is a competitive card. So I feel like he was very, very, very jealous. And look, we've got like a bonfire. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Outside. I would probably guess that she is in the area. She is definitely, I think, outside in the elements. And there was a fight, and he is very, I'm looking at that King of Wands. Now, I don't really feel like this is him yet, but this is what he's going to evolve into eventually. This is rage. This is rage, pure rage. I look at that King of Wands sometimes as pure rage, and I do in this situation. And I believe that Gabby, I'm looking at these two here. I'm looking at this as the couple. I think that she was no force to reckon with either. She was also very strong-willed, and she had her ways about her. Okay, and she could hold her own, I think, with him. But he was no match for her. This just, to me, I'm not really looking at the age of the king. I'm looking at the comparisons between Gabby and Brian. And I think for the most part she could handle herself most times. But if he really, they're like I said, she was no match for him. If you look at these 3 cards here, that's a lot of rage. That's a lot of stuff going on in their relationship. This is not good. It was very tense. It was very, very tense and intense. And this makes me feel like there was a whole lot of passion, and I think that is good to an extent, but in excess it is not. And so I feel like this is really representing anger. I feel like there was an argument of some sorts. It was an argument, and perhaps she was injured and he abandoned her, and potentially due to the elements, things are not looking good now. We've got this 8 of Pentacles. This is significant because this came out twice. So we've got a couple of 3s and we've got a couple of 8s. So I kind of feel like this is definitely what is the significance? Hold on a second. What's the significance of the 8? What's the significance of the 8 of Pentacles? What is it about the 8 of Pentacles? The Knight of Wands. The 9 of Cups. 8 and 9. Okay, so we've got action, emotional fulfillment, and luck. So literally that is the vague definition of each one of these cards. We've got action, emotional fulfillment, luck, Wheel of Fortune. I feel like, to me, this is the hard work that law enforcement is doing. Granted that they are not perfect, right? There's been some massive errors here recently, I think, but I think that they are going to be working very, very hard on this case, very diligently, and I do think that it is going to lead in, they are going to find Gabby. I really do. I believe that they're going to find Gabby. I really am happy that this 10 of, or the Wheel of Fortune came out, because this, to me, I'm looking at it almost as a clock, right? And we do have that Hangman reverse, so I don't know if it's going to happen right away. I don't think it is. I would be shocked if they find her soon, but there's something about that 8. So could it be 8 days? Could it be 8 weeks? I hope it's not 8 months. I don't think it's going to be in months. I think that this 8 is significant, or 3 or 8 is significant in this case. So, but I don't think it's going to be immediately. There's going to be some time, but I do think that they've been given some information by Brian's mom that is actually going to help with them. This is a little bit of luck, right? But this is a whole lot of work, and I think between the two of them, they are going to have some conclusion in this case. All right. So let me go ahead and use the pendulum. I'm curious. I want to know. Okay. Okay. I want to ask if Gabby was alive on August 26th. We know she was alive on the 25th. I want to ask if Gabby was alive on August 25th. Was Gabby alive on August 26th? Was Gabby alive on August 26th? That's a yes, but it is not a very strong yes. All right. Was Gabby alive on August 27th? Was Gabby alive on August 27th? Damn. All right, so we've got a no. I do believe that the date, August the 26th and the 27th, are important. August 26th and 27th are important. Is Gabby in the Teton area? Is Gabby in the Teton area? Is Gabby in the Teton area? Let me try that again. Hold on. Is Gabby in the Teton area? That's a small yes. That is a very small yes. I'm not getting strong yeses or nos today. This is a very weak yes. Is Gabby anywhere between the Teton area and Florida? Is she someplace else? Is she in a different state? That's a no. All right, so my guess would be that she is definitely in that area. Another thing is, you know, when Brian returned home on September 1st, he had the van, but when he was hiking or when he was hitchhiking and he was picked up by that lady who's been doing the videos, where was the van then? Now, he claims that he told, or this woman that did these videos is saying that he told them, her and her boyfriend, that his girlfriend was back at the van working on their, blog or something like that. So I want to ask, is that true? Was when he was hitchhiking, when Brian was hitchhiking and he said that story, when he said that Gabby was back at the van working on her social media platform, was that true? Was Gabby in the van working on her social media? No. No, that wasn't true. He was lying at that point. All right, so I have a feeling that whatever he is responsible for doing, I think that he did it before that hitchhiking trip. Is Brian responsible for Gabby's disappearance? Is Brian responsible for Gabby's disappearance? Hold on. Okay. Is Brian responsible for Gabby's disappearance? These are very, very weak answers tonight, but that is a yes. That is a yes. Well, it's getting stronger, actually. All right. Will Gabby be found? Will Gabby be found? Yes. I think so. I think so too. What about Brian? Will Brian be found? Will Brian be found? Yeah, that's a yes. All right. I think I'm going to leave the time alone on that. I want to ask, I do feel like she is going to be found. I'm a little bit confused on the timing because that hangman is making me feel like it's not going to be right away, but then I'm also getting these feelings that it could be soon, like within the next couple of weeks. So I do want to ask this deck here a time frame. When will Gabby Petito be found? When will Gabby Petito be found? When will Gabby Petito be found? Gabby Petito be found? All right, we've got to wait. You're ready. It's up to you. We've got success, so I do think that she is going to be found. All right, guys, I'm giving up. I'm not, there is going to be a resolution, but I'm not getting a time frame. I am not getting a time frame. I think that there's something, we've got peaceful resolution, compromise, success, a waiting card. I do feel like it's not going to happen right away, but I do think it's going to be soon. So I would think maybe there's something with that 3 and that 8. So I am curious to see when she is found. I do think that she will be found. And I do think that, just to recap, I do think that mom has information. Brian's mom has information, and Brian's mom, I think, has given that information to the police, and it is a key piece of evidence or information that they needed, and it will help them. It's not going to be easy to find her. I think that she is outside in the elements, and so but I think they are working very hard. They also know that this is very widely in social media right now. It's being covered, and so they know eyes are on them. So I do think that they are working hard because they do want to find her, and I also think that they're working hard because they know people are watching. But they are working hard, and that's what matters in the end, and I do think that they're going to find her. So definitely saying a prayer and sending good vibes out there to Gabby herself, most importantly, and her parents as well. And let's just hope that they find her and find him as well. Find him as well, because if he is responsible for doing anything to Gabby, then he needs to be held accountable. So I hope the hell that they find him. And I don't think, I know what I was going to ask. Would he harm himself? That was what I knew there was something I wanted to ask. Would Brian Laundrie, would he actually harm himself? Would he harm himself? Just as I suspected, I'm thinking no. That's been the strongest answer tonight with the pendulum. This is someone who, likes attention, is spoiled, very narcissistic. He is going to use something, and threatening to harm yourself is very serious, but I think, and I'm not trying to downplay that by any means at all, but I think in this situation, because it has been told to us that he left a note, and so his parents contacted the police because he left a note and he was gone. I don't think that he would harm himself, okay? He's getting away he's leaving because there's frustration and he's not liking the situation that he has found himself in. But I don't think that he would harm himself. My guess would be no. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that he would. But anyway, let's just hope that they find her soon, as well as him. And until next week, guys, have a wonderful week. And thank you for being here. I will see you soon.